What's good, y'all? I just pulled up to Cultivate in Rahway, New Jersey. I've been coming to this spot for a few years now, so I gotta show y'all what they're cooking up inside. Come on, let's check it out. We coming in rolling.
Yeah, all good, all good.
Cool. Ooh, them good oysters. Look at those joints, it's fresh.
We go through about, on a busy week, 70 to 80 pounds. On a slow week, 50 to 60 pounds of mushrooms. Wet, dry, and shake, that's it.
A lot of people go dry, wet, dry.
You know, since we use, instead of, usual frying, we use like a buttermilk batter or an egg wash. Since we don't use any of those things, and we're just using straight up, we're basically using a mixture of flour and water to coat them in.
Right.
We find that the first dredge really isn't necessary.
Yep.
And it ends up being too bready or too crispy in a sense. This way it keeps it light, keeps it fresh.
Oh. This is a ranch.
That's our shrimp sauce and then the maple sauce. Those are the two sauces that we started with when we first opened. And you know, there are some sauces that I might like a little more right now. But those are the two that kicked it off, and those are the two we're gonna go with right now.
What do you call that reddish sauce?
It's our chili maple sauce.
Chili maple.
Yep.
I've had these before. I know they're good, but damn, need a second, bro. It's fresh out the oil.
Fresh out the oil. It's hot, man.
Dripping. Perfect. This is a vegan classic fried oyster mushrooms. It's almost like you have to have these at a vegan restaurant. And they do them perfectly. Doing the right thing. Excellent. But you already knew that I like those. What's that?
White wine.
White wine.
We're putting a real good amount in the butter beans and kale. And then we're throwing a little bit in to our lemon garlic linguine.
Is that a seasoning blend?
We got a seasoning blend for the butter beans. It's a blend of smoked paprika, garlic, herbs, other spices. It just gives it a really nice smoky flavor.
Yep.
And it gives you that sort of like that meaty reminiscence.
Yeah, yep.
A little bit of vegan Parmesan cheese into the lemon garlic linguine. And once that wine reduces, we're gonna hit it with some cream. Hit it with the kale, toss it up, and that's it.
Smell that white wine, the garlic. Beautiful.
And then to that, we're gonna grab our calamari.
Ah, okay. About to toss that.
Give it some hot cherry peppers.
I love hot cherry peppers.
We're gonna pour it all over it.
Yep.
Parsley. Yeah, these are all my recipes right here. Yep. Our lemon garlic. Just off with some seasoned breadcrumbs.
Seasoned breadcrumbs, a little crunch. A little more flavor.
So that freshness and a little pop of color.
Yep. So the cow soy is kind of like a kind of like curry, right?
It's
Curry
coconut
base?
curry, yeah.
Coconut curry base?
It's a dish that I used to get all the time when I used to go with my parents in New York City. We used to go to this restaurant and they used to have this dish on the menu. They used to call it a noodle curry. And I absolutely loved it. That place closed down. We couldn't figure out what it was or how to make the dish. And then one day I just figured it out, made the recipe, decided to veganize it, and just loved the sweet, savory, that coconutiness. It's definitely a sweeter noodle dish, but the spice, the freshness from the cilantro and the green onions, just really make everything pop, I think. So the Caesar dressing we make in-house.
Uh-huh.
It's got a hummus base, which I thought was cool. Just try to bring something, a little healthier in there.
And I love the like you said, the hummus base and the kale Caesar, because tahini is one of my favorite things.
Oh yeah,
to add to my food. Like I put it on everything.
just as a condiment, huh?
Well done, chef. Cashew base, right?
Cashew-based ricotta. Cashew, water, lemon juice, and salt. That's the only ingredients in there.
Yeah.
That's all it is, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Gives you that nice creaminess.
Nice and creamy and fresh.
As long as you soak your cashews, you blend them properly. Everything else it's easy work, man. It's really, a lot of this stuff's not complicated. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. We're just trying to use simple flavors, simple ingredients, and just make them accessible to people. You know?
Yep.
That's what it's about. Here we got our kale Caesar salad
Thank you.
and the Rhode Island style mushroom calamari.
Thank you, sir. I was never big on calamari. I did used to eat it. I worked at a restaurant that served calamari, and it was a popular dish. The restaurant was in Boston, so seafood, clams, calamari, chowder was popular. But these are oyster mushrooms, and what makes this dish a classic calamari is the pepperoncinis, the marinara, and the lemon wedge. So it's all about the flavors, texture, and after frying these oyster mushrooms, he tossed them in vegan butter, white wine, and garlic for a little extra flavor. So you get the salty, crunchy, flaky. Pepperoncinis are spicy, but also have a nice pop, tang, and then the marinara to complement it all. Mad good. Kale Caesar. Caesar salad is a classic, man. It's like when you go out to eat, somebody orders a Caesar. So you can still enjoy this salad vegan style. I might just eat this whole salad right now. Excellent.
All right, here we got our eggplant Napoleon, and I got our cow soy. These are two of our most popular dishes. They've both been on the menu since we first opened. Cow soy has been one that I've been wanting to change, but people like it so much that I keep it on the menu. Eggplant. We actually got the inspiration from Lady Bird, a vegan restaurant in New York City. I really loved the way they did it, but thought it was way too expensive for the portion they gave. So we said, hey, we're going to double the portion and see if we can make it just as good. And I think we did a pretty good job at it.
Excellent.
Everything that you see here, I mean, we've improved the recipes 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Even though it's simple, there's always ways to improve it, make the eggplant crispier, make the broth more flavorful, whatever the case may be. Hope you enjoy.
Thank you.
You got it.
That's what it's about. Growth, improving, not settling. This eggplant joint is beautiful. The sauce is perfectly balanced, fresh, eggplant crispy, cashew ricotta creamy. So this is the cow soy. I've had this dish many times. I've had it many times because when I come here, I order it almost every time I come here. I don't want this to splash on my hoodie. So, and I'm sad with the chopsticks. This is delicious. Sauce is creamy. Has a lot of flavor. A touch of spice. Cilantro, green onion. I'm not really big on these wontons, but it adds a nice crunch. This is a really, really nice dish.
All right, last few dishes we got here. We have our butter beans and kale, and we have our lemon garlic linguine. Butter beans and kale is sort of my take on. We're inspired by sort of like a mussels and a white wine sauce. Just the flavors of the garlic, the white wine, the seasonings,
Yep.
And everything sort of just bring it together. And then lemon garlic linguine. It honestly came to me just as I was in a creative bind. I couldn't figure anything else out. I knew I wanted to add a new pasta to the menu, but couldn't figure out what it was. And just took it back to the basics and just decent flavors, lemon, garlic, tomatoes, spinach, cream sauce. I mean, it just doesn't get simpler than that.
Can't go
and I
wrong.
hope it all tastes well. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got it.
Can't go wrong with lemon garlic linguine. You can smell the garlic in the white wine. Has the cherry tomatoes, Parmesan, spinach. All these shit is hitting. Butter beans and kale. This is like a side dish for me. A lot of white wine. Solid menu. What is this here?
So this is our brownie with vanilla ice cream. Both brownie and ice cream is something we wanted to have on our original menu when we first opened, but unfortunately we just couldn't get it right. Ice cream was something that we really struggled with. I feel like vegan ice cream for me is something that I feel like misses more than it hits, especially when you look at the top options or even at the grocery store and things like that.
Yep.
And brownie is another thing that just, it's got to be fudgy, it's got to be gooey. I don't want it to be cakey. There's plenty of healthy brownie recipes out there, you know, ones that use chickpeas and lentils and stuff like that. But sometimes just save dessert for dessert and have your protein in another way.
Right.
You know, you don't need to have protein with your dessert all the time. You don't need to pack protein into every single bite you're ever eating. You know, you know, and there's great recipes out there, and there's really, really good ones. But sometimes we just want to have things speak for themselves. You know, and the chocolate, the brownie, the vanilla, the ice cream, the creaminess that we were able to get with the ice cream is something that, you know, it took a long time for us to really figure out. But we did.
So wait, hold on. You make your ice cream?
We make our ice cream in house. Yes,
you
sir.
make your ice cream here?
Yeah, we make
What's
it
the
every
base?
week. The base is oat milk and plant-based cream.
Okay.
So that's the base of it. We use real vanilla
I
bean
didn't know
powder.
that. I didn't know you make your own ice cream. That's
We only
That's
got
gangster.
we got a tiny little machine back there, so we can't make that much. But one of my dreams in life to have my own ice cream shop. So maybe one day.
Right.
Maybe one
I
day.
respect that.
Thank
Big
you,
time.
brother. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, I'm gonna hold on for some. I'm gonna let that melt a little bit more. But I did want to. First of all, I want to say thank you.
Yeah, of course, Mike.
You know, on camera, whatever. But really, just thank you
Of course,
in general. It means a lot. You know, when you have an idea, and I'm sure you're a creator, so you can relate. You have an idea, you just want to execute, and you know, kind of like just see it come to life.
Yeah.
Whether it be something small or large or whatever, you know, whatever it might be. So it means a lot to me, just as somebody that likes to just make stuff.
No, 100%, man. I had a friend that owns a clothing company, KFC, Kid from Shore Core. He said to me, anybody that can see an idea from, you know, just the thought and bring it past inception and bring it to life, whether it succeeds, whether it fails, no matter what it happens, it's something that a lot of people don't have the willpower, the energy, the determination to do. You know, there's so many easy way outs in life, and just starting anything from the ground up is super. It's just impressive, you know. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here or anything like that. I got a whole group of guys behind me that help me out every single day. What we do here is not a one-man show. It's a collective effort. If I didn't have the staff, I didn't have the people behind me, I don't have the community supporting me, none of this would ever be possible.
Absolutely, that's a fact. Yeah, need a team. Can't do it by yourself. So yeah, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
When did you start cooking?
I mean, I started cooking from a young age. My mom used to be a chef in India.
Nice.
She came here with my dad in '84 to '86, and she started working hotels and things here. She stopped cooking and became a dietitian, actually. Just because cooking hours, working in the hotel and hospitality industry is just it's
Heavy
grueling.
labor.
Yeah, man. No weekends, no nights. You're away from your kids, so all those sort of things made her leave the industry. She taught me a lot. I feel like the emergence of all these cooking shows really helped me.
Yep, me too.
I used to be a Boy Scout, and every weekend when we used to go on camping trips, we used to, plan out our meals, figure everything out.
Yep.
And that's how I really started to like and enjoy cooking.
Wow.
Worked in restaurants since, I started working basically since I was 17 years old. Been working in restaurants and worked in restaurants. Now I'm 35 years old. So for the past 17, 18 years, basically restaurants, hospitality, this is all I know.
Right.
And
Did you grow up here in Jersey?
I grew up I was born in Queens, and I was raised in Matawan, New Jersey.
Okay.
So I moved here when I was about, I think, 4 or 5 years old, 94.
Awesome. What's the first restaurant you worked in?
First restaurant I worked in was this place, Angan, Indian and Thai. It's down in Freehold. It was an Indian and Thai restaurant. It wasn't a fusion place. It had a separate Indian menu and a separate Thai restaurant menu. From there, I used to work at Johnny Rockets.
What was your position at the Indian/Thai?
So I was a server. I was a straight server. And the owner would pay us $10 an hour. We don't get any tips.
What? No tips?
Yeah, no tips. I didn't know it at the time. I was
That's
young
crazy.
and I was impressionable. So I was just like, for me, $10 an hour was awesome. You know what I mean? Like back in, this is 2005.
Yep.
So I was making $10 an hour and I was jumping for joy. I'd work 2 days a week, have $100 on my paycheck, and I was happy. But looking back on it now, it was a little shady.
Name and explain one dish from that restaurant.
Oh, there was this dish. I'm going to talk about meat, but it was called the walnut chicken and shrimp. It was a chicken and shrimp dish that was crusted in walnuts, served with these like saucy noodles. Just everything about that dish I used to love. And I look at Thai restaurants sometimes, and they'll have these like walnut options, but nothing hits like that used to.
Yeah. I worked in restaurants for a long time as well. That's why I asked that question. Because there's so many dishes that just stay with you.
Yeah.
It kind of like shapes your palate, I guess, and just like your food imagination.
Of course. Sometimes you gravitate towards certain things. We all do, right?
Like, oh, they have that. So, yeah. I'll kind of ask you this inside, but real quick, what inspired the menu here at Cultivate?
Nostalgia, recreating those flavors that are like near and dear to people's hearts, things that I loved growing up, things that, I feel like sometimes vegans don't have a chance to have all the time, things that I felt like could be done better, We used to taste a lot of these vegan chicken sandwiches, and I know you're not big on the mock meats and things like that, but the Nada chicken sandwich has been one of our best sellers after the mushrooms since we opened. And
when I come here, I see it on.
Yeah, people get it. People love it, and sometimes we just want to level up things just a little bit. Yeah. We're not perfect by any means whatsoever, but I think we're damn good at what we do, and just making great food that's, I said it before, but it's accessible to people.
Yep.
There's not that many vegan restaurants around here, so giving people a place that they can, feel at home and order whatever they want to off the menu, not having to worry about anything else. It's a huge thing.
Big deal, yeah, and the food meeting expectation and being on a certain level, of like quality and just freshness is huge. So that's part of the reason why I even wanted to cover your place. So,
I appreciate that.
Yeah. When did you guys open here?
We opened in July of 2022.
2022.
So we've been open for a little over the 2 years now.
Yep.
We just passed the 2-year mark.
I remember I came here maybe a few weeks after you guys opened, probably, and we were like, vegan restaurant right there. Oh, wow.
It's funny because we didn't do much advertising. We did a little bit of social media. But other than that, we didn't pay to advertise anywhere, put flyers up, do anything. We just opened up and we put it on Google.
People
and we had a little bit. We got a great location here on St. George's Avenue where I think when we were doing the market research, something like 30,000 cars or something pass by here a day. That number could be completely off. But it's some crazy number of people that pass by this intersection every day. We're in between basically 3 towns. You got Rahway, you got Colonia, you got Woodbridge. So there's Linden right there. So you got a lot of people that are around this area. And honestly, we thought that, certain communities have been more prevalent than others. We thought when we opened, we'd get a lot of the South Asian community from Edison, Island, that sort of area over there. And that wasn't the case, but it made up because we got the Rahway locals, the Linden locals, people that are from this area really, really, really propped us up. people from the town,
Yep.
whether in local government or not, just really supported us throughout, and
That's beautiful. That's what happens when you do the right thing, man. And you have a good product, good service. That's what happens. Um, Damn, you said something. I forgot. I was gonna ask you. What did you say? Oh, you was talking about the cars, and this is, I don't know, but a lot of people may not know, but like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
Wendy's, Burger King, big corporate stores like that. That's what determines where they put their restaurants.
Yeah.
Like the amount of cars that pass a particular
Because
area.
for them, if they're not making those cars
Yeah.
aren't passing by, that's money they're not making,
Yep.
basically.
So location is probably the number one determining factor of where certain food is available.
Of course.
So yeah, big deal that you have this location. And I feel like the vegan tribe, we're searching all the time. It's
Of course.
like vegan food near me. Like that, I'm always doing that. So, what was you doing right before you opened Cultivate, and like what led to you making the decision to say, all right, I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing.
So I was working at the Cheesecake Factory. Before this, that was the last job I had before I opened the restaurant.
Serving.
I was a bartender at the time, a serving bartender. I used to do a little bit of everything at the Cheesecake Factory.
Yep.
That's where I learned a lot of my restaurant knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot from Johnny Rockets. I used to be a server there. I was a general manager there. And then at Cheesecake Factory, I left my general manager job and got a job as a server just because I was sick of working 80-hour weeks for, slaving for someone else when I wasn't getting compensated fairly.
Yep.
And I really appreciated being at Cheesecake Factory and learning how they did things.
They have a really good system.
They have a really, really, really good system. To this day, everything that they do they focus on quality. They focus on systems in place. They focus on consistency. And all those things are things that I think I took with me and brought over here. Not to the same degree, because we don't have the money they have.
Right.
But before that, I was doing this. Before this, I was doing that, and
It shows.
the rest is history, man.
Yeah, it shows. Advice for someone out there that wants to open their own restaurant.
One, have enough money. Money is the biggest thing that I feel like helps restaurants go under. When people start not realizing how much it costs, I'll be honest with you. When we opened this restaurant, we thought we had enough. We put more in than we thought we had. And we were making it down to the wire in those last couple of weeks. And if we opened those doors and people didn't come, we wouldn't be sitting here today,
Right.
Luckily, I was able to not pay myself, and my girlfriend/partner, she wasn't able to pay herself either. So we basically took no paycheck from the restaurant for I don't even know how many months. At the time, I was living with my parents still, just spending on what we needed to spend on, and that's it. But money is the main thing. Determination, be willing to work long, stressful hours. Be willing for every curveball to come at you every single day. There's no days off. There's no rest time. You just got to keep on doing something.
Yep.
The restaurant's on call all the time. Even for us, which now we're only open 4 days a week. We cut back from 5 just for mental health reasons, and you can't.
Yeah.
I love hustle culture in the U.S. and things like that, but sometimes we take it too far where we're just like, oh, no days off. And we shouldn't be celebrating no days off sometimes. Sometimes you got to grind and you got to do what you got to do, but no days off ain't the way to live life. It's like you need days off. You need time to spend with your family. You need time to spend with your friends. And if we weren't able to do this, we'd go back. But if I'm able to, make a little less money, as long as my people are taken care of, as long as my employees have adequate time off, as long as they have preferential schedules, I'm good, man.
That's dope. Now we're same tribe, brother. The decor, the design, interior.
So the design was, when we started in this place, there used to be different floors here. It was a mix of beige tile along with a little dance floor. This used to be an Indian catering hall. So we took this place over from them, and I think it was this weird maroon wallpaper on the bottom half of the wall, and it was gray on the top, gray vinyl flooring over here. The mirrors were still there. And we came in and we didn't know where to start, honestly. My cousin is an interior designer over in India,
Okay.
and she helped us out. We sent her a couple pictures, and the whole color scheme was sort of her idea.
Yep.
We ended up picking out the colors, but it was her idea to sort of segment it off, because where this green starts used to be a whole different section of flooring. So it sort of made it a different sort of room. We put that same flooring up the wall over there.
Yeah.
But other than that, we basically did everything ourselves, myself and Kaylee, my partner. We painted ourselves, we put the molding in ourselves. We did everything we could to save money, because it wasn't coming back. Yeah, man. We used to, I remember, over COVID, we, myself and her, we got into a little DIY renovating. So we renovated a couple of rooms in my parents' house. And when it came to this, we're just like, oh, we did this room, we did this room. We're going to be able to, how long did it take us to paint? Maybe like 2 days, we'll be able to finish it off. I think it was 6 or 7 days. We were here from probably 10 o'clock in the morning to like midnight every single day, just painting. I'm really good at painting now. I'll tell you that right now. I used to joke around and say, if this doesn't work out, I'll start my own painting company business, because I can do a pretty good job, man. You know, I can paint without tape. I can, paint without
getting busy.
Yeah,
You're an artist,
and I like it too. It's fun. But other than that, the design was just, we try to keep it minimalist. We tried to not do too much. One, because we didn't have the money to do that much. Decorations are expensive. Tables and chairs are expensive.
Yep.
It's all, you don't realize till you get in it, but it's a lot of money,
Everything
man.
adds
Everything adds up. Even just, these chairs that we got now are, I think, $135 a piece, and we went on the low end for chairs.
Yep.
These are the new ones we just got. But when you think about $135 times, $30. Yeah, it's a lot of money, man. Tables are each $500-$600. So we did what we could. The first tables we had, we got from Marshalls and Home Goods, and we got from an auction at Bonefish Grill.
Wow.
So we did what we could with what we had. We went to a bunch of restaurant auctions and found things that worked for us. And it's funny because I look back on the initial pictures of the restaurant and our tables and chairs, and I cringe at it. It's like when you look at a picture of yourself from the clothes you used to wear like 5-6 years ago, and you're like, yo, what was I thinking, man? Like this looks terrible. But it is what it is, and I look back on it sometimes, and some nights, if I'm done early, I'll just sit on that bench over there and I'll just look out and just be like, yo, this is what we created, this is what we did. And, no matter what regrets I have over it or things I would change, it's just, you feel proud, I compare having a restaurant to having like a baby, and I don't have any kids, but it just requires your attention. And there's times you want to pull your hair out and times you want to just quit it. But you just got to push ahead knowing that hopefully it's for something better,
Yes, sir. I definitely understand. Well, y'all are doing a great job.
Thank you.
I enjoy coming here because it's just like it's such a minimalistic like style. There's not a bunch of things everywhere. It feels like open and free, and like there's a good energy here. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
So yeah. It's like obvious when first time I walked in, and I was like, I like it. Sit down, That's all the questions I have. Again, thank you.
No, man, thank you. Thank you for doing this for us. Thank you for showing out. You've been supporting us for a long time, man, and I appreciate that. I see your social media come up too. I see you,
thank you.
Doing whatever you got to do, getting your content out there, and that's not easy either, man. If people think it's something that you can just, click a button, everybody out there is doing it. There's more people doing social media than opening restaurants, so you got it a lot harder than I do, man.
There's challenges with any and everything that you do.
Of course.
Especially business. So, just like you said, you just got to keep going, figure out how to solve problems and issues, and, just deliver that product, that service, whatever's on your mind, to on a level. So that's just what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I wish you prosperity.
Thank you.
Happiness.
Thank you.
Success. You and your partner. I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, man. Enjoy the brownie, all right?
Thank you. If you're ever in the Linden, Rahway, Woodbridge, New Jersey area, pull up to Cultivate Plant Based. Peace.